Hey folks, I'm going to show you how to make a very quick version of puff pastry. I'm going to show you how to do the sausage rolls and beef pies. Very simple. So let's get started. I have my KitchenAid on there. I add my flour and salt inside the mixer. So I'm going to get everything ready at this point in time, put on my dough hook, and I'm going to get everything incorporated. Here I'm adding a little bit of water and white vinegar mixed inside there, and I'm going to bring the dough together until it becomes amalgamated. It's very important that you clean it ever so often to take out any residual dough that may be stuck to the hook. You really want everything combined nicely. So you allow that to go, and then before you know it, your dough is formed nicely. So you want to take that out, bring it together nicely and together. I mean, it's nice and firm, and it needs to be firm because we are going to just knead this slightly and let it rest. We want all that gluten development to become a little more relaxed before we go into the second step. Second step is I take out my silicone mat, and that just prevents sticking. Add a little bit of flour to my dough, and I'm going to roll it out nicely. Using a little bit of the finger movements there, I press it out before I actually get into the rolling pin action. And what I want to do is get it into a nice rectangular shape. Now what I did earlier on is that I had my butter and I placed it into wax paper. I flattened it with the rolling pin, and then I allowed it to chill in the refrigerator so it becomes firm. I then put it on the dough and fold it over. As again mentioned, this is a very quick version to puff pastry. I make my pastry like this all the time, and it's a very delicate process. But again, this is a very quick shortcut method. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of flour on top, and this is what you call laminating, by putting the butter into the dough. It's very similar to that when making roti, where you get those beautiful layers of fat in the dough itself, nice flaky ethereal layers, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So I fold in the edges because I want to get a perfect rectangle at this point in time. Yes, it's rough, but at this point we are going to make it as clever and measured as we can. So I fold it back over and just working that butter gently into the dough to allow it to distribute evenly to all edges of the dough itself. Look how beautiful that looks. Flip it back over and just a gentle rolling, and we want to then do our first fold. Do it in threes or thirds, and I do one part over the other, and then I just gently remove any excess flour that may be present. And at this point in time, you just want to seal up the edges to ensure that there's no bursting. Remember, there is butter in there. Now I'm going to put this into the chiller, let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. Take it back out. Now if you don't let it rest, the butter tends to burst the dough and it's problematic. So here we go. Our butter is a little more chilled, and I'm using the rolling pin and I'm creating a center point so I could allow my dough to roll out a little more evenly, and I'll know what thickness I want. As I move it back and forth, I keep on turning it over, adding a little more flour to prevent any stickiness that may happen. Remember, there is butter inside there and there is moisture present from the chilliness from the refrigerator. So flour is your best friend at this point in time. Again, we go for our second fold, and then we fold over again. There we go. So you want to do 3 folds in total. This is our second fold. And by folding it over and over, we are building layers. We are building all those flaky layers that pastry is known for. So this is what we call the lamination process. Again, we allow the dough to rest. We put it into the chiller. 15 to 20 minutes, we put it back out again. The dough is firm again. So here we go. A little more flour again, and get back onto the rolling process. Now we're going to be doing our final roll in this segment. So this will be our third roll. So we're flattening the dough and opening up the whole surface area of it so we could get more room to work. And check out this magic trick. Did you guys know that I do magic? Check this out. Again, fold it there. There you go. No, it was no magic trick. But you see those layers. Check that out. Really nice, right? And we were going to put this back into the chiller and allow it to sit and rest again. It's brilliant at this point in time. Look at that. Nice and firm. Put it back on my tray, and you can leave it as long as you want. I left it overnight because I had something to do, so I brought it back up. Now this dough is really nice and cool and easy to work with at this point in time. So we roll it out nicely, and at this point in time, what I want to do is just pretty much portion what I'm working with. So I cut it in half, I roll up the next half, and I put it in my tray. And then I take what I'm working with at this point in time. Now I have some mincemeat that I cooked earlier on. I have it there, and I'm going to be cutting some circular rounds with my pastry cutter. I'm going to put some of the mincemeat inside, and then I dare put the other piece on top, stretching the dough slightly around the edges just to increase it, making sure that mincemeat is safely tucked inside. A little bit of scoring, not cutting it, but scoring just to get a little design. And also what I'll do here with the knife is I'll take the tip of the knife and I'll insert it into the pastry just to allow any steam that may be present during cooking. I did the same with the sausage rolls. I just cut a nice 4x4 piece and I added a sausage inside there, and again I'm scoring it. Same dough for beef pies, the same dough for sausage rolls. A little bit of water on top because I'm brushing them. I'm going to add a little bit of herbs. I have some sesame seeds there, some dry parsley, just to add a little character and appearance and make them visually attractive. There we go. So I place this into our freezer, let it go overnight, and my oven, 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. And there we go. Nice and flaky. Sausage rolls, brilliant. Check this out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you try it. See you in the next one.